It's a bull. Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Don't have my standard Lauderdale by the Sea pier cam up right now. I do have the city down or just north of us. I got the underwater camera up right now on Deerfield Beach. And what you are seeing here are two tarpon. You know, there's people that come all over the world to come here to catch these big tarpon right here, and they're just kind of sitting under the pier right now. These fish can get up to what, 8 feet or something like that, 7 or 8 feet in length. They are absolutely a blast to catch, and they just jump right out of the water. Anyway, I thought that was kind of exciting. I wanted to point that out to you. You don't see that very often in the cam here. Well, let's take a move on to. Oh, God, thank God it's Friday, too, and I could use the weekend here. Hope the weekend's nice so I can get out and do some fishing or something. Well, let me move on to the subject of today. Trade in your gold and silver eagles, folks. I would, the sooner the better, and this is mostly is going to apply to people that have larger quantities of gold and silver because it'll be worthwhile to do it for you. And I'm going to get into that. I'm going to show you how you can take your gold and silver eagles and make some money with them without even selling them and still maintaining your gold position. I know that sounds kind of strange, but I've done it before myself. I've turned certain product into more ounces because of premiums, and I'm going to show you how to do that here towards the end of the show and give you the details and the best way to do it, and I'll give you the numbers as well, the wholesale numbers and the numbers you should be paying, the numbers you should be trading at, thereabouts. Well, let's take a look at the market today. The coin said bull, and boy, that thing is scary right sometimes, and it was right yesterday as well. I'm going to keep this one for sure. Although I've had this coin for a year. I've been using this, my little spinner coin, my bull and bear coin, for a year now, but lately it seems to be really accurate. I guess that's just a luck thing, I suppose, and I do it mostly for fun. Prices are up this morning, and it looks like they're up from the overnight markets a little bit. Take a look here and see what the prices are. 1840.66 currently in New York, 27.49 and 1231.90 in platinum. Looks like the ranges overnight were 18.20, about a $20 range here. Yesterday kind of got monkey hammered a little bit. The reason, in my opinion, is because equity markets and bond markets and everything got monkey hammered yesterday. Not even to a big degree, to a small degree, but it did seem to take down the paper, gold, and silver markets somewhat. Didn't take down the precious metals physical markets at all, but it did take down the paper market somewhat. So we're back up from that from yesterday. Again, $20 range. Looks like New York's opening higher. And the same thing with silver. Silver popped below that $27 mark. I was rather not surprised by it, but I was thinking, well, how much lower can it go? Really, the lowest it went last night was 26.86, and we're back to 27.50 in New York right now. Platinum 1231. I thought we were going to see a little subpar 1200 last night, but we didn't. Again, trading in that 12 to 1230 range. Back to the mid ranges of the 12s, and same thing with silver, back to that mid 27 range, and gold. We're in the mid ranges for all three metals right now, and I think we're going to probably close in this area. If there was been any monkey hammering today, there's two times you'll see it. Most likely, it's when you get up in the morning. It happened before you even got up on the overnights and the early markets. And if it didn't happen then, it sometimes will happen later in the day. Usually after 2 p.m. or between 1 and 2 p.m. is when you'll see markets get monkey hammered on Fridays. But mostly, I haven't seen that in quite some time. So if we haven't seen any monkey hammering today, I think the coin is going to be right. And in my opinion, I feel the same way as the coin does, that we will see an up market today overall. Nothing crazy, just up from where it was yesterday. Let's get into ZH and see what articles are out there, anything on precious metals. I really didn't have the time to review this, folks. I do apologize. I like to review some of my stuff before I start talking about it, but I'm going to go along here and just do what I do when you're not listening to me and take a look and see what the articles here. Don't think there's too much here in precious metals, though. The lab leak theory that's going along, at least Liz Cheney. Data says it's only an economic recovery. Don't know quite what that is. Again, not too much in precious metals here, and I'm going to just skip this over right here. I would have talked about it or kind of detailed if it was. GATA.org. As I said, if you're if you're new to this show, and some of you are probably tired of hearing this, if you're new to this show and the first time you've heard my video, even if you never listen to my videos again, as a gold and silver stacker, you need to have gata.org on your bookmarks bar. If you don't have these guys on your bookmarks bar, chances are you really have no clue what's going on out there as far as manipulation, who the players are, why, how, and all that good stuff. Again, of course, all games are rigged. You know, all the markets are rigged somehow, but if you know how they're rigged, you can certainly be a better player. And that's what I'm trying to teach you here, is to be a better player. So gata.org, what do they have this week? Most of you that watch my show already have this bookmarked on your bar and read all this stuff, so you can skip right by this. You probably know more about some of these articles than I do even, which is great. Glad to hear it. The end of the LBMA is near. So I did click that article. Here it is right here. Very well worth reading, folks. Again, I want to get into how to make you some money on your Eagles for you Eagle folks out there, and give you some little tips here for the weekend to think about on Monday if the premiums still stay up. No less, really good article by Gold Money right here. Type in the end of the LBMA is near, and you'll see goes into what's happening with BIS 3. You know, the Basel 3 applies in Europe. How this is going to affect precious metal prices. Man, I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical. And even if you read through this article right here, it talks that the LNBA is fighting tooth and nail against the Basel III, the new regulations and rules that are going to come out. So, I mean, it could still change. This article even notes that it's a possibility that this derivative trading right here is going to end, but it may not end. It may not. Just tough to say at this point. Changes. Let me just read the conclusion. I really highly recommend you read the whole article. It is lengthy. It is technical to some degree as well. But again, can't hurt you to learn stuff. The conclusions, changes proposed, and this kind of sums up the whole article. And I don't mean to do this to you. It's like telling you the ending of a movie, but not really. There's a lot of good stuff in here you need to be reading. The conclusion, changes proposed in Basel III mark the end of an era for derivative trading, when almost all gold and silver trading has been in unallocated form. That's something we've been talking about for a long time, folks. Allocated and unallocated accounts. The consequences for precious metals markets and prices should not be ignored or underestimated. The implications are understood by the LBMA, and the response to the UK regulators reflect their helplessness in the face of these changes. Well, you know, I don't know helplessness. There's a lot of money and there's a lot of power behind these bullion banks. I think the rules don't go into effect until June or July or something like that, supposedly. So there's still time for the LNB banks to convince these people that it's not the right thing to do. So let's see what happens. Let me read the rest of this. The joint submission by the LBMA and the WGC, World Gold Council, is economical with facts by avoiding an admission that unallocated and allocated gold counts are completely separate businesses, which they are. The origin of the former is through the creation of bank credit. My friend Barry Williams that watches this all the time will love this, because he's always talking about this entire bubbles, and all these bubbles and everything are created because of bank credit, excessive bank credit, the creation of bank credit. He's absolutely right. But again, I digress. And with all banks operating through credit expansion, and there you go, credit expansion, no physical gold is involved. It's just a paper trade. There's no gold behind that. That's why they call them, I mean, they even call them unallocated accounts. It's just, it's smoke and mirrors. Well, we've talked about that many times, and I don't want to go off on smoke and mirrors. So let me finish this. Dealings are entirely in unallocated notional bullion, with the gold price serving as a valuation reference point. And what that means is notional bullion means basically make-believe bullion. So the deals are entirely made on make-believe bullion. Boy, we're good at this. Boy, our world is becoming good at make-believe gold, make-believe cryptocurrencies, make-believe political candidates. Anyways, I won't go there. While the creation of unallocated gold through bank credit is one thing, customers' demand for settlement in physical are another, and generally discourage. Well, yeah, they've always discouraged for. And when like last month, when it looked like COMEX was going to get pretty much drained, what do? They lied about how much silver they had on hand. Bastards, lying bastards. Nobody goes to jail for that. Nobody gets in trouble for that. that. They'll just call it a mistake. But it was just a monkey hammering, pure and simple monkey hammering by people that are running these fake gold and silver scams. But over the years, demand for physical has absorbed physical bullion supply and additional leasing of central bank gold, adding a second but entirely different problem for banks, bullion banks. Big time, because they have to give that bullion back, and where are they going to get it from? The remaining pool of available physical gold is relatively small, and you can say the same thing about silver, when central bank, ETF, and privately owned bars are allowed for in-vaulting totals, which means once you account for all the physical that is allocated, there is really nothing there left. There's probably not even enough. I'm not even sure all the allocated accounts may have gold in them that they're supposed to, but that's just pure speculation on my part. Again, this is why I like having metals myself. No third-party risk. You don't have to worry about that. So true liquidity is not the headline for 9,461 tons in London vaults trumpeted by the LNBA, but is minimal, probably just a few hundred tons. It is from this small pool that daily imbalances in unallocated settlements which arise from delivery demands are satisfied. So, there is never a good time to introduce such radical changes into long-established market practices, and this is going to throw probably gold and silver markets for a loop here. And might I add, maybe this is what we're seeing with these spot prices. These paper spot prices are so out of whack with what the real-world physical prices are. Maybe that's what we're actually seeing right now, the beginning implications of this. Price discovery is going to be totally fucked, in my opinion. But no less, it needs to happen. We need to get rid of this fake paper gold and silver. It's bullshit. But with issues of fiat currencies debasing them at an accelerating rate, bullion banks face considerable difficulties in unwinding their unallocated positions at a time when public demand for physical bullion is increasingly responding to fiat money inflation spinning out of control. So again, this is my belief that the reason you're seeing spot gold and silver prices so low right now, at least the paper price is so low, is because these people are trying to fill their short positions. They're trying to fill their non-existent positions, and they're artificially keeping the price down. And there's a lot of reasons for the shortage. Some of the reasons is just closures from 2020, where we had no secondary scrap metals coming in. Mines were closed, refineries were closed. So there's genuinely a shortage because of these closures. But add that on top of the fact that these guys are trying to fill positions. They're ridiculously naked short positions. I believe they're keeping the price of metals artificially down, at least the paper price is down, to fill these short positions. And a lot of the metal that might be coming to investors through bars is kind of probably getting sidetracked into the bullion banks so they can cover these naked positions. Again, speculative and just my opinion. Good article here. Highly recommend you read it. Again, it's Gold Money. The end of the LBMA is near. Well, let's move along to the subject of the day. Let me grab my little sheet here. I want to kind of give you some ideas. Now, this only works, I think, if you have a substantial amount of gold or silver eagles. But I have a suggestion for some of you folks that have gold and silver eagles. If you paid a huge premium for them, I'm not quite sure, how it's going to work if you just bought them recently. But right now, take this for what it's worth. If a customer comes into me, I can probably give him around spot plus. I'm going to take the low bid here, wholesale bid, but I can probably pay spot plus on a trade $80 on gold eagles and trade out for, let me take a look here, gold bars. So for every eagle you trade for a gold bar, you could probably put like $10 in your pocket. Now that's not a super great amount of money that you can put in your pocket, but let me take a look here. So the wholesale spreads right now in eagles are $90 bid up to $135. So there's dealers out there paying between $90 and $135 for gold eagles, and they need them right now. If you could take your gold eagles and go in and trade them for 1 ounce gold bars, and again, the wholesale price on gold bars is probably in the $40 range right now as far as what dealers are paying for them, and you can get a dealer to trade you gold bars. He'll take your eagles at spot plus 80 or 70, whatever he wants to make, and he'll sell you back, or he'll trade you out for 1 ounce gold bars for 50 or 60 bucks. He makes money, you make money, and you still end up with the same amount of ounces. Now that's for gold. I'm sorry, I'm showing you silver right now. As far as silver, silver is even more exaggerated. Take a look at this. I recommend that you take your Silver Eagles. Silver is probably a better trade than gold right now as far as trading out product for product. But Silver Eagles right now, the premium on the buy side and the sell side is just ridiculous, just crazy. And let's take a look at the buy prices. Buy prices are anywhere between $7 and $9. That's what dealers pay amongst themselves. I'm sure they'll work a little bit less with the retail public, maybe $1 an ounce. So let's say $6 to $8. So if you can get $6 to $8 for your Silver Eagles, a premium, you know, spot plus $6 to $8, and you can trade them for 1 ounce or 10 ounce silver bars. What kind of, you could actually trade your Silver Eagles for 1 ounce of silver, and for every 100, so say if you had 100 ounces of Silver Eagles right now, you could get a $600 premium for those, I think, at least at this moment. And you could go back in and buy 1 ounce and 10 ounce silver bars at $4.50 over. So that's $1.50 per ounce profit for every 100 ounces that you did. That was $150 you'd put in your pocket. So if you traded your Silver Eagles, which have stupid, ridiculous premiums right now, every 100 ounces you trade in, you could still keep the same amount of silver in 1 and 10 ounce bars, and probably even a better deal on 100 ounce bars, and stick $1.50 to $2 in your pocket for every trade. It wouldn't cost you a dime. You'd still come out with more silver in the long run. That would be my recommendation. Same thing with gold right now. And you know what? I would take advantage of, again, if you got 100 ounces of silver, and you can trade it in and walk out with 110 ounces of silver in a different form, but still a great form. Why not? Why wouldn't you do that? And again, I just kind of quickly did that figure in my head, but more or less that's what I'm talking about. Now you can trade in Silver Eagles and get 1 ounce and 10 ounce and 100 ounce bars and get more silver than what you traded in. That would be my recommendations right now if you're holding on to Gold Eagles and Silver Eagles. And a lot of people think that there's a great advantage to holding the Gold and Silver Eagles. Trust me, when the gold prices start to get in bubble territory, you're not going to get any of that premium back for your Silver and Gold Eagles. You know, that big premium that you paid, or the premium that you could have gotten in a deal like a trade deal like this. When prices start just going through the roof, they're going to start, and you got more sellers and you got buyers in the precious metals. In a bull market, when the bull market's at its top and everyone's selling, I've already seen this happen. The guys that paid huge premium for Silver and Gold Eagles aren't going to get any more money than the guys that have 1 ounce and 10 ounce bars. And if it is more money, it'll be very small amount, if that. In fact, in a bubble market, when everyone starts selling gold, silver bars and coins and stuff, all this stuff starts getting discounted heavily. During 1980s, I remember so much silver was coming in that the refiners stopped buying at $35 an ounce, even though silver was up to $50 an ounce. They just had so much stuff. They were so backed up. And 100-ounce silver bars, you weren't getting $5,000 for a 100-ounce silver bar. If you were lucky, when silver was $49 and $50 an ounce, if you were lucky, you were getting $3,300. No, I'm sorry, my apology. You were getting $4,300 or something like that. Silver was heavily discounted at the time. So, you know, no point in paying those big premiums up front. Chances are when you sell into a bubble market, you're never going to get it back anyway. Well, that's really about it. I'm going to talk about yesterday's show. Let me just click that real quick. And what dealers pay for gold and silver. Basically what I did is I just went over all the spreads for the real popular products in gold and silver, and talked about what dealers pay for it, what the wholesale buy prices are currently, buy and sell prices. Interesting show if you didn't catch it, and really not too much to comment here on the commenters. I'd like to thank you all for your comments here, and everybody here for watching. And that's really about it. I'm going to move over here to our closing. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Call me anytime at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 and 4. Mondays through Fridays, happy to help you out with any of your purchases. And remember, folks, I'm a local business only. I don't do any online sales or phone sales. So I only do face-to-face business here. And that's really about it. Hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you on Monday. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.